It's almost a cliche how many action heroes heroically sacrifice themselves to resolve the plot, and how many protagonists die so that the audience learns the lesson. Then there's the unlucky band of heroes who are assassinated by the story's villain. Sure, they'll be defeated in the process, but as they're dragged to heck, they can enjoy their final sight as their mortally wounded enemy takes their last breath. Here are the top 10 movies where the villain kills the hero. Before we get further, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Alright, let's get to it. At number 10, Gladiator. Commodus, played by Joaquin Phoenix, is one of the great, thoroughly despicable movie villains. And when he comes face to face with Russell Crowe's valiant hero Maximus, it appears that only one outcome is possible. But then the monster does exactly what everyone expected him to. He fatally stabs his opponent ahead of their duel and conceals the wound to ensure his own victory. So, while Maximus eventually triumphs and rids Rome of his poisonous new leader, he has no time to celebrate, collapsing and dying in the arena almost immediately. At number 9, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Kylo Ren was bound to be related to at least one beloved original trilogy character. That's the Star Wars way. What was less obvious was that he'd murder his own father. Ben Solo, like his grandfather Darth Vader, is drawn to the dark side after being sent by his parents, Han and Leia, to learn the ways of the Force from his uncle Luke Skywalker. Ben appears to have realized his mistake during an emotional father-son reunion. At number 8, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Despite the title, the film's climax sees Batman and Superman teaming up to take on Lex Luthor's malevolent creation with the help of Wonder Woman. Luthor brings Doomsday to life in his quest to bring down the most powerful being on Earth. Superman is forced to use Batman's kryptonite spear in a desperate attempt to end the fight before it spreads into a populated area. Unfortunately, in keeping with the comics, Doomsday and the Man of Steel kill each other at the same time in what appears to be a very painful exchange. At number 7, Boys Don't Cry. Hilary Swank stars as the young transgender Brandon Teena in this Oscar-winning film. When Brandon's so-called friends, ex-cons John and Tom, discover his secret, they viciously attack him before holding him hostage. Brandon eventually escapes and reunites with his girlfriend Lana. This incites Tom and John's rage even more, and the two criminals track Brandon down with the intent of killing him. Because it's based on true events, it hits the heartstrings a little harder than many movie deaths. At number 6, The Departed. When you go into a Martin Scorsese gangster movie, you expect two things: a lot of violence and a lot of death. But we had no idea he'd be killing Leonardo DiCaprio this time. Leo's Billy Costigan goes undercover in Frank Costello's mob to live a life of crime in order to catch a mole in the Boston Police Department. There are many horrifying scenes in the film, but none compared to the split second in which Costigan's shot in the head by one of Costello's moles, Trooper Berrigan. The murder was chosen for its brevity. We barely have time to process it because it occurs in the blink of an eye. At number 5, Saving Private Ryan. Few directors have had the nerve to kill off Tom Hanks, but Steven Spielberg did. Hanks' lead role as Captain John Miller, the commander in charge of a mission to save Private James Ryan in this epic war film. Miller has lost several men by the film's climax, but decides to assist Private Ryan's company in defending a bridge from the German infantrymen. Unfortunately, Miller's shot by the same soldier to whom he'd previously shown mercy, in tragic irony. At number 4, The Wicker Man. Sergeant Howie, a police officer, follows clues to an isolated island in hopes of discovering what happened to young Rowan Morrison. The people on the island appear to want him to fail in his quest to solve the mystery. Only after discovering a photograph of Rowan does Howie decide she must be sacrificed for the sake of the island's crops. Unfortunately, even though Howie frees Rowan, his troubles are far from over. It turns out he's the one targeted for sacrifice. At number 3, Insomnia. Al Pacino's detective Will Dormer is far from a perfect hero, as he demonstrates when he unwittingly attacks a colleague while on the hunt for the film's main killer, who is about to testify against him in an internal affairs case that will almost certainly destroy him. He blames the murder on William's Walter Finch, and then is drawn into a morally repugnant scheme by both men to cover up their crimes and bring each other down. At number 2, Pan's Labyrinth. Guillermo del Toro's beautifully dark fairy tale, set in post-Civil War Spain, follows a young girl named Ophelia. In order to escape the horrors of war, the young heroine travels through a fantasy wonderland in search of immortality. She faces terrifying villains like the Pale Man and Captain Vidal as she navigates a series of trials and tribulations. Vidal, on the other hand, finally catches up with Ophelia and sadly attacks her in a shocking moment. When she dies, she's transported to her fantasy realm and given the title Queen, allowing her to escape her harsh reality once and for all. At number 1, Braveheart. After King Edward Longshanks violently occupies Scotland, Scotsman William Wallace finds himself up against a formidable foe. Wallace's defiance tragically results in the deaths of his loved ones, but it also inspires him to lead his countrymen into battle against a tyrannical English rule. Sadly, despite his valor, the Scot is apprehended, tried for treason, and eventually publicly executed for his alleged crimes. So guys, that was it for this video. What'd you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. If you're new to our channel, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell to be notified about our latest videos. Thanks for watching.